Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I will be checking out a new track from Veil of Maya called Godhead. I'm very stoked. I have covered one or two, I can't remember how many came out since I started my channel, but I've covered the singles that Veil has dropped since I started. I've covered them. I've been looking forward to them doing some more. I saw on a post that album announcements should be coming, so no worries for those of us that have been waiting on that. It looks like we're approaching that time. For now, nothing has been announced though, so I will just link the merch that came with this drop for the single, as well as the music video that I'll be using in the reaction portion of this video in the description. All of their social media, all of the support links, that good stuff will be in the description. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking and we are going to get straight into it. We've been out since we've been ending. Oh, those sounded so mean. Oh, that build-up was, I don't want to. Is it time? Oh. Oh. I'm ready. Veil of Maya, Godhead, let's discuss. So when it comes to really all 6 of the singles that we've got, including this one, that is since 2019 from Veil, I think this is the one, so I need to be careful with how I word this so not to misrepresent how I feel. I think, though, this is the one that hits me like the least on first listen, I'm still very excited about this sound, and I think this will be a track that grows on me more and more as I listen and kind of get used to that structure too. Obviously, as you can tell, no singing in it. It's pretty heavy on the, or like, I guess relying a big part of the mood from the track and stuff is like that, I guess, electronic type of feel you get from like the lead, that the synth that you get in here, kind of that dark synthy lead that's even, it's not doing too much there, but when you notice it a lot, it adds a lot with what's going on in guitar work. And vocally, this track is something that also really excites me. From the beginning, I think, all the way up until the end of that track, where it's sort of like before it teases you at the end, I think it's a really great showcase of what Lucas has been working on with his voice, because though he's been a wonderful vocalist for this band, I personally love Lucas as the vocalist of Veil of Maya. I know I've gotten into like some back and forth commenting with some people who don't quite feel that way, and I think that some people that I've spoke to over things that they didn't like about Lucas being the vocalist and stuff, this track may be something that does it for them, because when it comes to those lows that I had mentioned, it's just the way that I felt about those lows there, I felt about also a portion of the highs that came along shortly after that. Just everything sounding, I'd say the mix too, like the mix is sounding like where it needs to be with the aspects I'm talking about, like having that synth lead there, and then you've got the riff that sort of added a lot of, I think a lot of buildup was there. I was almost hoping we'd get a little bit more of like when the harmonics come in and stuff like that, with the, I think that was as you get further into that like the main breakdown of this track. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. I do need to go back and listen again, but you probably know which part I'm talking about. It felt like it was leading up to that moment. That's why I was like, is this it? I meant, is this what like the riff really felt like at one point, that it was like sort of teasing to something bigger coming, especially knowing Mark and this band and what they've been saying about what they've been working on and such. I think that kind of plays into it as well. So it had the structure that kind of, I think maybe the things that have hit me the most on first listen with, like, I remember when Members Only came out, that would definitely be before I had my channel. When Outsider came out, those tracks had bigger kind of like a big hook moment or something very pinpointable, where this felt like it was sort of spread throughout the track very nicely. It wasn't building up to one like super heavy moment or anything like that. It felt kind of dispersed as later in the track, if that makes sense. Obviously, the big breakdown that I was talking about, it does feel like it delivered on what I was talking about, and the anticipation that you could kind of feel in the guitar work beforehand, that sort of stuff. So to me, I do think that this will end up growing and growing on me, but where it may not, fall as high as even Synthwave Vegan, which I don't think got a ton of listens in comparison to how I've done with the rest of the singles either, but I'm not sure if that's just like where my momentum with Veil was out, with them putting out like 1 or 2 singles per year and stuff, and me kind of getting lost in other stuff that was moving. Now I'm going to be a little bit more cautious, I think, to keep those on the rotation and sort of pan out what it is that sticks higher to me than others. I know obviously it looks like just Synthwave Vegan and Godhead will be on the upcoming record based on how this release looks on streaming services. That's like the only information I'm going off of by saying that, but I'd still include what they've done standalone wise, because that's been our focus for Veil of Maya for the last few years and stuff. And I think some of their work, I think it's a shame when stuff like that happens and it's strong tracks and then they get overlooked. So I'll still consider them when we're in this like pre-album announcement phase, and there's still tracks I'm gonna go back to for quite a while, especially tracks like Members Only and Outsider. Those two, it felt like were the strongest of them for me as they dropped, and then I'm not sure what the deal was with me falling off a little bit. But with this having a bit, it didn't come in like all over the place, like super chaotic and sort of the stuff I'm talking about within that breakdown in the guitar work. It didn't start off with that. It started off, like I said, bouncy and bendy and had like what I was looking for there, but it felt like it did make me wait a little bit to get that full sound, you know, what I've already kind of touched on. So anyway, now that I've kind of ranted that around in circles, I'm excited. I am keen to see Spencer being in the end of this video too. I'm not sure if y'all caught that there. That's why I said I'm ready for that. I'm not sure if that means that he'll feature or he'll just be a part of the next music video, or what that'll mean, but I assume that when album announcement comes that they've talked about, we'll be able to tell from the track list and stuff. But if they have a Spencer feature, that'll be very exciting. I'm quite looking forward to that if that's the case, and if that won't be really, I almost hope that there is a continuation of some of the ideas and sounds that are on this track, especially in terms of switching it up a bit when it comes to the structure, and you know, not knowing what to expect from them is fun with Veil of Maya. I feel like there have been points in their career where it's been a little bit more predictable with their, I mean, it works too. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But sometimes it takes that for a band to like kind of break out of where they've been and get somewhere a little bit further. And Veil's a band that's been doing it for quite some time in terms of releasing music, going at it, that stuff. So it'll be neat to see whatever they have planned for this album, if they're going to do stuff that's a little bit different or what. But having that, I think, the presence of like the synth that I mentioned, that's you know, the synths in the song and that sort of thing, I think that is something that we're moving into more and more with these singles, even outside of looking at the two that are released together. It feels like they've been evolving a bit more into that, so I'd be surprised if that's not something we see more of, but in terms of other stuff. So anyway, those are my thoughts after one listen. This will go on the playlist for me, and as I mentioned, I think that it'll get higher plays and higher plays as I listen to it more. So let me know what you thought in the comments, not in the yep, just let me know what you thought in the description. I will link the Godhead music video, the merch that's available for the single, all of that stuff in the description, as well as, words are difficult, Veil of Maya's social media, all of that in the description of this video. You'll also be able to find my links with the Patreon, which I am working on the content for that. We'll have our monthly live stream coming up at the end of February, so the poll is up for that on the Patreon page. Just various fun content, but I'm working on planning our next live stream outside of that too. I've had a bit of personal stuff going on, but we are getting back into it. So other than that, you can also find the Discord server invite in the link tree as well. That is where the community for my YouTube channel is based. We've got a lot of really wonderful people in there. We've got music related conversation unrelated to music as well, just a community of people who love music. So if you're interested in coming and join, check out that will be there, as well as any link that you may need connected to my channel. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.